Now, welcome back from the break, folks. This is our Community Connections section of the Anne Arundel County Most Wanted program. It's my pleasure to introduce our guest, Mr. Carl Brooks. He is the president of the Police Community Relations Council of the Northern District. Carl, welcome to the show.
Ron, it's a pleasure to be here.
Let's tell everybody real quick. Folks, in case you don't know, every district, Northern, Eastern, Western, and Southern, all have a Police Community Relations Council. It's a council that consists of community members from the various districts, and you guys deal with a lot of issues, and we'll talk about that. So we're going to start this month, the month of November, with the Northern District, and then we'll go on to Eastern, Western, and Southern in the months to follow. But it's a real pleasure to have you on. You are one of the most significant contributors to this community, the community of Anne Arundel County, as I see it, than I can ever think of. You're always out there. You're always out in front. You're always getting involved, and you're always thinking of everyone else except for yourself. So I just wanted to say that, for the audience, because I really mean that. You're a big contributor to the county. So let's talk about the Police Community Relations Council. What's the history that you know of it? When did it start?
It started 42 years ago, and I came in a year after that. Anne Arundel County sent a notice out saying they were going to start the Community Relations Council, and it came to my association, and I was just attending the meeting. So they asked if someone would be a volunteer. I volunteered 41 years ago, and I've been there ever since.
Now, what was your role 41 years ago? Were you the president? Have you been the president for that long?
No.
Okay.
No. 41 years ago, I just became a member of the association, and they wanted different ones in the community to expand and go outside the community. So that opportunity came open, so I told them I would do it.
So, now, for the folks that don't know you, which everybody knows you, but you're a very active member in the Cedar Morris Hill community.
Well, I'm president of that association also.
Now, let's talk about who is a part of the Police Community Relations Council. Who sits there?
Okay, in the Northern District, as Northern District is made up of several different communities. So their leaders and then members will come and participate under that umbrella of the Police Community Relations Council.
Now, how long have you been president?
I've been president now for the last 4 years, going on 6. Yeah, almost 6 years.
Get out. Now, folks, my previous life when I was with the Anne Arundel County Police Department, I was the captain of the Northern District. And I attended all the Police Community Relations Council meetings, and I tell you, the guy does a great job in running the meetings. And he gets a lot of interesting guests there as guest speakers. Talk about some of your issues and some of your guests you've had.
Some of my guests have been outstanding guests. For one instance, the United States Marshal himself. He's the very one that was involved with Nixon when he was president. He served at the White House. Very interesting. As you know, Anne Arundel County policemen and their different departments will come out with something that may be going on, and they'll inform the audience. I've had people from the Sheriff's Department, your office, to come out. Several judges have come out and expressed to us what they need, so I can bring the group, inform what's going on in Anne Arundel County.
And you've also had other delegates and senators.
Well, last month's meeting was really interesting. We had 6 members of the House of Delegates to come, and what I'm looking at to do with this is that we're going to end up going back. We're having problems with the crime, and then we have the legislators. I'll tell you what I found out, and I don't know if you're aware of this. The legislators are the last ones or the most important people in solving our problems with crime, not on just Anne Arundel County, but in the state of Maryland. It's up to them to act on these laws or change the laws. But we're running into a problem because a lot of the things go to, as you know, judiciary part of the committees on the legislators. They handle this.
Right.
Well, it becomes stagnant, and they don't get it done. So I have 2 busloads. We're planning on going to the legislator when they come in January, and I'm looking to get something done.
Very good. Making a difference, folks. That's what I say. That's what you make a difference. And I tell you, for those people who want to attend, you really get to learn a lot. Not only do you have the district commander up there talking about pressing issues in the particular district, but you also, like you said, you'll have a detective that may talk about some break-ins that are happening in the area. Some arrests that have been made. If there's been a crime trend, and they'll talk about ways to avoid being a victim of a crime. So it's really good. It's a great way to find out what's happening in your community, in your district. And it's a good way for the people to get together, too. And I always told everybody in Northern District when I was a captain up there is that don't let me find out about an issue in the community on this meeting. I want to find out about it beforehand so I can put my guys and gals, the officers out there,
That's true,
to take care of it before we get to these meetings. We can talk about successes, not about our problems.
Yeah, one of the things that people don't understand, the purpose of the Community Relations Council is you're the eyes and ears with the Anne Arundel County Police Department. Anne Arundel County Police Department, Sheriff's Department, FBI, whatever it may be, because of circumstances that come up. It's your job to keep lookout. If you want to cut the crime down, if you want to take care of some of our problems in the community, then it's your job. When you see it, report it. And that's the way you stop it. Some people say, well, it didn't bother me. Oh, that don't work. Sooner or later, it will affect you and make the difference the way you live. So that's one of the things that we do and do it very well.
And you do. And it's a very, very active Community Relations Council. How many people normally show up every month? Tell them.
For the last few months, because you know crime and stuff, though, we've had approximately about 35 to 40 people. We only had standing room for the last 2 meetings.
Wow.
Now, some of the meetings in the past have not quite, been that large amount. We stick around 25.
Now, if someone wants to show up, what do they have to do?
Well, just come to the meeting.
That's all you have to do.
And we post it in the paper, and you'll see it the notice. And then those that become members, it's $5 for a community. Well, you'll get a notice every month telling you about the meeting.
And it's the same time every month?
Same time every month. It's the first Wednesday of every month. I've had community leaders come in, and people almost had tears in their eyes because they let a crime being committed by a couple of young people, and it just went on and on. Within 2 weeks at the most, Anne Arundel County officers had that resolved and squashed. And that's what people need to understand. Don't sit in your house and wait until it becomes a real sore issue.
Right.
Take care of it right in the beginning.
That's exactly right. Now, as we close, you got something coming up in December, so let's talk about that.
Well, December we'll have our Christmas party.
So
we don't do a meeting, and we usually sworn in new officers or the new people, members of the
board.
Community Relations on the board.
Right.
And that's what we'll do in December.
And you have good food there.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, people bring stuff. Anybody can bring things. And,
Yeah, exactly.
And, I know. I always ate well when I was a
Yes,
captain
you
up
did.
there.
But you didn't gain any weight, so you did fine.
But thank you, Carl, very much for coming.
Thank you, Ron.
And again, folks, if someone wants to get a hold of you, what's the
You
number?
can call me at 410-636-2435.
Very good. Folks, as I close the show, I want to thank a few people that make this show happen every single month. First, Air County Executive, Mr. John Leopold, Colonel James Tier of the Anne Arundel County Police Department, Colonel Terry Sheridan of the Maryland State Police, and Chief Mike Pristoop of the Annapolis City Police Department. We have a couple special guests in our audience today. My Human Relations Director, Miss Nancy Silwick of the Anne Arundel County Sheriff's Office. We also have Reb Orell, who's here taking photos today. And we have Harry Neisser, who's one of my deputies who's been on our show many times. And also, you've also seen Major Rick Tabor. I want to thank Dale Boyer and Mike Hannon for putting the show together every single month.